is Govs Radio.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is Thursday, May 14th. Welcome to GovsRadio.com. It is the Knockem Dead Comedy Show coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club right here in Levittown, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club. Govs Radio, our website, GovsRadio.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and, of course, on your smart devices, your Rokus, your Fire Sticks, your Apple TVs, your smart TVs. Go to the Boxcast app, and that's where you'll find us on your smart devices. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you. Lynn Riley's watching. Jeff Bosey, Greg DiFilippo, Chris Thomas, and you.
And me.
And you. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Speaking of Greg DiFilippo, Greg posted a video this morning promoting Graz's show tonight. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Graz is out of Facebook jail.
How long was he in Facebook jail for?
I want to say it was like 4 or 5 months. That's a long time.
That's a really long time.
And Greg has threatened that tonight's show is going to be crazy. So that scares me a little bit when it comes to Graz.
I don't even think Graz is awake yet.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I guess he'll get crazy later.
Well, yeah, that's why his show's not on for another 10 hours.
Graz isn't crazy, though. Like, he's just like,
He's crazy. So that's tonight at 9, Limo Talk with Graz. And you know what else is crazy?
The prices of groceries.
The price of gas. No, you know what's crazy was yesterday's Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, Chick Chat Wednesdays with Eric and Danielle. I'm let down.
Because you didn't see Eric's penis?
Well, I didn't even see his boobies.
Not even boobies? What is
No,
he like?
he's like,
does
I'm
he
going to
take a bath in a full suit?
Well, that's the thing.
What happened?
He's touting how he's going to do the show from the shower and got everybody all interested. Not aroused, but just interested.
I didn't get to see it. I was like in the woods all day long yesterday. Like I felt like I was outside somewhere all day long, so I didn't get to see it yet. But he didn't. What? He didn't wear what?
Well, no. I'm asking you what. What does that even mean? In the woods?
Like I was like in the backyard a lot. I was in the front yard a lot.
Is your backyard in the forest? What are you talking about?
I don't know. It was just like it was like an outdoorsy kind of day. Like seriously, I was outside for what did I figure? 9 hours. 9 hours outside. I don't think I've been outside 9 hours since my mother said go play outside.
So when you said in the woods, you mean metaphorically out of touch?
Yeah, like off.
Well, it's like every day because she's high.
Well, yeah, off the internet, off everything. But I'll catch it. But what happened? He didn't.
We only saw him from here up.
That's just wrong.
Literally, right here.
Him just walking through the studio, he takes his shirt off. Like, why wouldn't he do that?
When he also shaved before he showered, so you saw a little bit of that too. Like you did see his tattoos and stuff, but yeah, while he's in the shower, he just
I'm more disturbed that you're mad you didn't get to see Eric naked. We've seen enough of Eric's naked.
I have seen Eric naked.
Who hasn't seen Eric naked?
True. No, it's not a matter of wanting to see him naked. I just feel...
You feel gypped off. You didn't get to see a naked man?
Well, yeah, it was like a gyp. He should have been, man up. You say you're going to take a shower live on the show. Well, he should have, be a little. We're talking about Eric here. The guy is always,
like
risque
and
he's always the crazy one. Well, then, be crazy. Show from right here up. Just a hair away from showing your vag. Damn it. Well, all right. Well, at least he did it.
Sal's watching.
Hello,
Kenny's
Sal.
watching.
Kenny was aroused talking about his own brother, and that's why we don't take Kenny's calls.
Yeah. There's 4 or 5 reasons.
And speaking of Eric, don't forget his drive-by is coming up. I do want to talk about that a little bit. Eric doesn't want to drive by. I've been telling everybody we got to do it anyway. Even his wife agrees we should do it anyway. However, I'm starting to get the feeling that I've been, there's a little bait and switch going on here.
What do you mean?
Because she told me she wants to do the drive-by too.
Okay.
But his birthday falls on a Friday.
All right.
He's claiming that to avoid his drive-by, they're going to go upstate.
Well, they go upstate like every weekend on Friday.
So I said to his wife, Danielle, his beautiful wife, Danielle, I said, we have to do a different day then.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And she said she already thought of that. I said, okay, great. She said, all right, I'll be in touch and we'll plan a day. I have not heard from her. So I'm wondering if she's just bait and switching. She's just telling me stuff like that so that I just sit back waiting for her call. The call that never comes as they go upstate.
Well, what week is it? He's a
it's
Gemini,
next week.
So when's his birthday?
His birthday is a week from tomorrow.
Okay, so his birthday is the 22nd. So you're thinking let's do it on the 20th, like Wednesday.
Well,
Tuesday. Want to do it Tuesday?
I'm gonna give Danielle a little bit more time.
They leave sometimes on Thursdays.
Well, that's all right. There's no reason why we can't do it after they come back. So I'm gonna give her a little more time to see if she steps up. But if she doesn't step up, and if we miss it and they go upstate, well, guess what? We'll do it the following week.
Plus, weather-wise, we want like a nice day because we're hanging our butts out the window. Who's driving? Are you hanging your butt or am I hanging my butt?
Oh, can you please hang your butt? That would be awesome. Would you? Would you really do it?
Moon someone?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be my first moon. I've mooned.
Who have you mooned?
I don't know. I mean, it's been like 30 years, but who haven't?
Why has it been 30 years since you've mooned?
I don't know, because once you get to be like in your like high 30s, you don't moon people anymore.
Well, you're high all the time. Doesn't matter your age. Why?
We could be having a really rainy. Check out the rain.
Check out the rain.
Yeah, all
What do you
right, we
mean?
have to
Oh,
plan
next week's
this.
supposed to be a rainy week?
Yeah.
Oh. Felix is watching. Hello, Felix. Hello, Joan. Morning fries.
Good morning,
cupcake.
fries and
Oh,
cupcakes.
got it. I thought I was getting hungry for a second. I thought he was suggesting we have morning fries.
You wouldn't eat a cupcake. To save your life, you wouldn't eat a cupcake, would you?
If it's all chocolate.
You would eat a chocolate cupcake with chocolate icing.
I've had what Tasties. The Tasties cakes. They used to come in the blue box. They used to be Tasty cakes, and it used to be just all chocolate. Yeah, I used to devour those things. I don't think they make them anymore.
Oh, Kenny shaved his balls in preparation.
Once again, that is why we do not let Kenny call in.
Kenny strikes me as someone who would have a hairy butt.
You've thought about this, huh?
Although Scandinavian people really don't have a lot of
What was
hair.
that word?
Scandinavian?
Oh, I thought you said Scandinavian.
No.
You did, didn't you?
No.
Scandinavian people have hairy butts?
No, I would think that they wouldn't. They're not, like Nordic people don't really have. They're not hairy.
Oh, so you're saying Kenny doesn't have a hairy butt?
Yeah, so I'm going back and forth.
You're going back and forth on your thoughts on
Kenny's hairy butt. Yep.
We're very excited today. We have Danny Keene. He'll be on that screen. Danny Keene will be on that screen. You know where he's been?
See?
Well, we're going to find out when we talk to Danny Keene on that screen.
Danny writes his own great songs, and he does not rhyme things like Keene and screen. So don't be fooled by this, because he writes really good songs. Yeah. We should have his picture up. You have his picture up?
Because you've seen better.
Oh, man, this is going to be, yeah. And Sal's on, so Sal's going to start writing things that
that'd be
rhyme
awesome.
with Keene. But I think it's mean. Ha!
Don't hurt your spleen. That Danny Keene, he's very clean.
He is. Stop your brain. He'll just go off into this for it'll be an hour and a half and he won't think about anything else. So stop it.
Super musician. Very excited to have Danny Keene. He has not been on this show in almost 2 years.
Yeah,
which is very bad.
The last time was he only here once?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
and it's not enough.
The only time he's been here, it was a blizzard, and he still showed up because he said he would. He's great.
Lynn Riley, who's watching, she brought him in that day. Yeah, he's great. Danny Keene is great. DannyKeeneMusic.com. Check him out. He if you like Stevie Wonder, then there you go.
You think he's like Stevie Wonder? I don't think so. You think so?
The guy covers Stevie Wonder's music.
Oh, all right, I guess. He seems like a little bit more jazzy, I don't know. Seems more jazzy.
You want to talk about music? Talk to me.
I like them both. I'm not complaining.
But he's not jazzy. He's soulful.
Yeah, it's almost like he was born in New Orleans or something. He's got that cool flair about him.
Born and raised in Farmingdale, but he kind of talks like this. And we're going to ask him about that.
Yeah, we have our theory.
Tim Saliani's watching. Don't forget Tim. You know what? That we haven't seen yet. He did Quarantine Life yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was off the grid yesterday. It was a weird, fun day.
But he'll be on tomorrow night at 9:15 with Mike Keegan and Carla Okeson for the Domestic Disturbance podcast. Hello, Maureen Smith. Oh, my God, Danny Keene, I did not know. I am so happy I tuned in. Lynn Riley, you don't fool me.
Oh, you're such a liar, Lynn.
She's tuning in just to see Danny.
I didn't know my favorite artist was going to be on your show.
So, all right. So let's get into some
stuff.
Some goings-ons.
What do you got?
Sad news yesterday. When was that? Like maybe a year or so ago, you and Eric did a show in here with former News 12 reporter Drew Scott.
Yeah.
You did a show about, it was mostly heroin addiction, drug abuse. Great show. I thought that was one of, not one of our usual comedic shows, but I still thought, in my opinion, one of our best shows here. You did that with Eric and Drew Scott. So sad news yesterday. Melissa Etheridge, her 21-year-old son, died yesterday from opiate addiction.
Oh, really? That's what it was? Was it heroin or? I don't know.
Don't know. All I heard was opiate addiction, which usually when you say it that way, it's not heroin, right?
Yeah, I don't know. And I was also asking you because I know like there was like this whole big thing with who fathered her child. Wasn't it like David Crosby who she said was like the father of her child? She
has a few kids. I want to say 3 or 4 kids. And I know her first 2 were fathered by David Crosby. He donated his semen. So
I didn't know that he did more than one child.
If I'm not mistaken, and if anybody out there, like I know Danielle Asher, is she watching? She's a big
David Crosby fan or
she's a big Melissa Etheridge fan, so she would probably know better than me. But I do believe her first 2 kids were fathered by Crosby, and I don't know about the rest. And I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if there are more kids, but I'm pretty sure there are. I'm pretty sure there are more kids.
Well, that's always sad.
So, sad. Regardless who the father is, our hearts go out to Melissa Etheridge, 21 years old.
Yeah, it's awful.
That is awful.
Your whole, like, triple life is ahead of you. Like, not even just, like, your whole life. Like, it seems like, really, it's crazy that age.
I have a 21-year-old daughter myself. I can't imagine, it ending now.
Right.
That's it's just awful. So, that's very sad. Also, speaking of death, and speaking of Danny Keene, 22 years ago today, we lost Frank Sinatra.
Oh, really? Oh, that's sad.
And I mentioned Danny Keene because Danny Keene has covered some Sinatra tunes, too. 22 years ago. Time flies, man.
Yeah.
The chairman of the board, 22 years ago today. I didn't realize it was that long ago.
What did he die from?
I don't even recall. I mean, but I believe he was up there. Wasn't he in his late 80s, early 90s?
He was an older.
So I don't know if it was just old age in general or if he had something like cancer or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, 22 years ago today.
Lynn swears that Danny didn't tell her. Ha! Lynn also says that Danny reminds her of a black Southern reverend when he sings. And, yeah, I can kind of see that.
Wow, I didn't know Lynn was racist.
Yeah, she is. It's a problem. She's talked about it.
Has she? Yeah.
Yeah, she's had to do some community service to make up for her racism.
Hello, Taz. Oh! I totally forgot about that. Speaking of Taz,
more internet stuff. I'm never going off the grid again. What happened?
Well, yesterday, Eric was in the shower.
Okay.
So Taz, she, went on, did one of her Facebook Lives where she draws her great cartoons.
Did she draw a penis for Eric?
No, she did something worse than that.
Oh. What's worse than drawing Eric and a penis?
Well, I'll tell you right now. She drew Eric in the shower. And guess who she drew in the shower with Eric?
Oh, I'm going to go with you by your look.
Not only did she draw me in the shower with Eric.
Your face was just like I was stuck naked in the shower with Eric.
Not only
all over your face.
But it gets worse. Not only did she draw me in the shower with Eric.
Nothing worse.
Oh, it's worse. Not only did she draw me in the shower with Eric, but she drew me dressed up as a woman.
You're in the shower. How could you be dressed up as anything?
I had a wig. I had makeup.
Oh, did she draw you with boobies?
Well, I have boobies.
Oh.
And I took my prosthetic off and I was massaging Eric's back with it.
It's like you didn't tell me about this because it was just too much to talk about yesterday. You needed to like process it for a while. Yeah.
Where does Taz live?
I believe she's like out west, like Washington.
Well, lucky for her, because I was coming to get her.
Oh.
I was coming for you, Taz. Yeah, Taz must be a disturbed individual that she would draw pictures like that. Taz needs help. So Lynn Riley needs help. Taz needs help. Graz is finished his help because he's out of jail. He's finished his therapy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's a
Why
theme
was
here.
he in therapy? Did they ever find out?
Oh, wait a minute. It was Dee Filippo's idea?
Oh, man.
Well, all right. Well, first off, why was it Dee Filippo? Greg, why was it your idea? Secondly, why is Taz doing what you say?
Why is Greg picturing you and Eric in the shower together?
And Greg, I got a question for you. On your video today that you posted for Graz, you said you opened the video with, "Hey, I'm Greg DeFlippo." Greg DeFlippo.
You did. Greg, go back and listen
No,
to
wait
it.
a minute. No, maybe it's his name. Maybe he's right. But I've known Greg for, I think at this point, almost 40 years. The early 80s. I've always known him as DeFilippo.
And
Greg
he said it how?
And in the video, he goes, "Hey, Greg DeFlippo."
Like it's D.I.? DeFlippo?
DeFlippo, Greg DeFlippo.
Yeah, so either we've been saying his name wrong forever and a day, or he doesn't know how to say his own name.
It's spelled DeFilippo.
No, it's D.I.
DIFI.
And he said
DeFlippo.
DeFlippo.
DIFL.
DeFlippo.
I. You got that? You with me? It's spelled DeFilippo.
Yeah.
So,
He
did
said
you
his
get it
name
wrong,
wrong.
Greg? Which would make sense with a Hicksville education, or have I gotten it wrong all these years?
No, I think I don't know. Maybe you didn't have coffee yet.
Jeff Fry is watching. Hello, Jeff. Hope you and the missus and the kids are well. Ronnie Welsh is watching. The very funny Ronnie. Hope you're feeling well. All right, in other news. Baseball, we talked about it the other day. They're trying to get their season started. They're trying to figure this out.
Oh, did they figure it out?
Yeah.
It can't be happy
Maybe.
news because you didn't say anything about it.
They're looking at an 82-game regional schedule and a universal designated hitter. They want to have a 30-man.
What do you mean by a universal designated hitter?
Well, the National League does not use a DH.
I understand that.
So they're saying everybody have a DH.
Oh, they're saying teams that don't have a DH will now have to have
right.
a DH?
And that's just for this year.
Why wouldn't they just take it away? What's the point of having an extra player that sits around waiting? What? An extra player to infect everyone?
Well, all right. In that case, as far as the game itself, that's a whole other topic as to why there's a DH. But
right.
yeah, if you're talking about,
I thought you were talking about how to make this work in the COVID world.
no,
'cause
I'm
that's
telling.
opposite land.
I'm just the messenger here, man. I'm just telling you what the plan is.
I'm gonna get mad at you if you're the messenger. Just so you know, I always do. What did you do now? Go ahead. Say it.
Lynn, Taz, draw a picture of her like casting a spell or something. Draw a picture of her getting high. Draw a picture of her in the shower with Greg DeFilippo.
Woohoo!
Draw her in the shower with Lynn Riley.
Like me and Greg don't already have those pictures.
And if you'd like one, you can send me a check for $19.99. For
All right,
$30.99, you can take a shower with Sallie.
Back to baseball.
They want to have
Quit
a 30.
selling me.
They want to have a 30-man active roster with a 20-player taxi squad, where it would be reserve players in case somebody gets hurt. 14 teams in the postseason with games played in home cities in October. And here's the big thing, a 50-50 revenue split for players and owners. And that's the part right there where the players are like, forget it. The players are saying we are not going to risk our health and take less money.
Yeah, because they're already rich, so why would they like? But the point is that everyone's already rich, so either play or don't play.
Well, that's how I feel. These
know?
guys, most of them are already rich, almost all of them. And I personally feel America needs this. I'm not saying they should risk their health and their family's health. I'm saying if things are looking that good in July that it's safe to play, well then we're just talking this one season for crying out loud. Take a little less money and get out there. You're only playing half a season, so you're not even getting.
Well, do the owners make a shitload more money? I don't know this, so I'm sorry. I'm like,
well, that's the thing.
Here.
Everybody's got to be. Everybody's taking a hit this year. Everybody, everybody from baseball team owners to.
But the lower
radio
players
show
shouldn't be
hosts.
taking such a hit. Like,
Who? What?
Like the lower paid players. Like,
Yeah, but even still, I think isn't the base salary like $2 million or something, or $800,000 or something? It's still pretty good.
I still don't think it's even gonna like Trump was talking the other day about how what was it? He was saying how there's gonna be. He's hoping that by January there's a vaccine, 300 million vaccines ready by January. Right?
Oh, yeah?
That sounds great, right?
Sure.
Then Fauci said However, that's great, but schools are opening in September, and we're not going to have it by then.
Sorry.
And then Trump's response to Fauci saying we're not going to have it by time schools open in September was that answer is unacceptable. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you.
Really?
Like, okay, but it still is true. So we're still all worried about the schools. We're still all worried about, like, if we have a vaccine by January, that's outstanding. But it doesn't mean that we can, mosey on doing whatever the heck we want. And planes, are they all going to get on a plane together? I guess they have their own private plane.
That's the part I don't understand. Yes, they do have private planes, but that's the part I don't understand. They're talking about all the home cities. Every team obviously has a home city. So how do you split that up? Some teams got to go to somebody's home to play a game. So you have two teams. So I don't understand. That's the one thing I'm a little fuzzy on. How are they going to figure that part out?
I know. I mean, why don't we? It sounds like silly, and no one's going to want to hear this, but it might be better than watching baseball in other countries, which is awful, or watching anime baseball. Like, why don't we just, how many people are on a team? Aren't there, enough players, for example, the Mets? Aren't there enough players on the Mets that they could just, shirts and skins play themselves and give people something to watch, and you stay in your own, you have how many, 20 players infecting each other instead of two full teams traveling everywhere. Take it a little light this year,
All right, so so that's what basically you're suggesting, that we get maybe 5 players from each team and they just play running bases this year. That's what you're saying.
How many players are on each team?
Normally,
it looks like 25 of them in there.
Yeah, normally it's a 25-man roster, 24.
Oh, wow, I just guessed that. That's cool.
But that's, your pitching staff, that's backup players.
Well, the pitcher's going to have to play, on first base or something. It's got to be.
All right. See, now this is why. Where's Graz? Where's Bobby Inns? Let's talk baseball.
I'm just trying to keep families safe. I want everyone to have baseball, and
I don't want to talk baseball with an ignoramus.
Just divide up the team and throw something on TV and make
first
people
off,
happy.
It looks like a joke at that point. You're having players play positions they don't normally play.
No, that's going to be what's fun about it.
And you're increasing the chance of injury because they have to play a position they're not familiar with, and that's when people get hurt. Just stop. Just stop with your ridiculousness.
They're professionals. They can't catch a ball at first instead of, catching it
How do you think
third?
Jacob deGrom developed the arm he has and the career he's had so far? Do you think he spent time learning first base? No. He's a pitcher.
I'm guessing he played every single position his entire life.
Yeah, when he was 8.
Some players play football too. What's the difference?
Not a pitcher.
Oh, quit babying them.
Just stop being ridiculous.
Take your two best pitchers, keep them as pitcher, and then fork everyone else out to the outfield.
Well, yeah. Again.
Who can't play right field? I could play right field.
Who's going to 2 pitchers? One pitcher doesn't last a whole 9 innings. How are these guys? How are you going to do 2 pitchers? Are you going to play a game and a half a week? Just stop it, Sallie.
Johan.
Johan.
Didn't he pitch a whole entire game?
Once, or maybe twice.
Okay, people, if Johan could do it.
He did it once.
All right. Well, these times are calling for, stepping up a bit.
You're talking about a guy who hasn't played in 10 years.
Oh, well, someone else can do it too. Go
back to your marijuana.
Other than playing catcher.
Do a marijuana show. I'll talk baseball over here with Graz and Bobby Inns.
Other than playing catcher, everyone can play every position. It's no big deal.
We have comedians on football, comedians on hockey, and morons on baseball. What the hell?
Just stay safe.
All right, well, there you go. There's your baseball update. That's the last time I'm discussing baseball with Sallie. Oh, that's Rick?
Yeah, I'm just going to tell him it's a busy day.
Oh. We have time from tomorrow? We don't. Will we have time from tomorrow? We have John Ziegler calling in tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll have time for Rick tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. We're telling Rick to shut up. We didn't do our trivia on Tuesday either. I'm very upset about that, by the way. All right, let's go back and see.
When you do multiple choice answers, I'll be more upset about that.
Let's go back and see what's cooking here, and then we'll call Danny.
Call Danny.
Lots of comments. Thank you guys for joining us today and hanging out with us. Let's see. Kenny's still asking for a political show. He's been asking for that for ages. Let's see. Did Frank Sinatra die from COVID?
Yeah.
Let's see. Greg's saying it wasn't his idea. I do need help for many things, but not racism. Maybe over my major crush on Danny Keene and Jr. Who's Jr.? John? Is that Johnny Mack?
Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Well, I'm just thinking, you know, because she's racist.
Frank Sinatra Jr., since it's a Frank Sinatra Day. If the D isn't separate, he said it correctly. So it's a silent I? Is that what you're saying, Felix? I never heard that
there's
before.
There's no silent I.
I've never heard that before. Oh, Greg D. Filippo. Oh, sorry. Yeah, some people are telling us to open the phone lines. NASCAR is starting. Oh, I didn't know that. Really, NASCAR is starting? I didn't hear that at all.
And that's safe, you know.
Angel Pajanos, they should play with exploding balls, make the risk really real. You are correct. Oh, Greg says Felix is correct. It's de, not de. de. I made myself laugh. I'm tired of correcting people on how standing, but it doesn't properly pronounce my name. No, we're not talking about the D or the die. We're not. It's you said De Filippo. I'm saying it's De Filippo because that's how it's spelled. So yeah, fine. So it's not. It's de, not D. All right, I get that. So my apologies on that. But it's still De Filippo. De Filippo. There's an I there. So you went flip. I'm saying it's Philip. Hello, Daniel Escher. Screw baseball. It's always about the money. It's no longer about USA and hot dogs, Chevrolet, FU baseball. Wow. Goodness gracious. At this point, they should play Duck, Duck, Goose. Man, staying inside and disinfecting everything lowers the immunity system. Maybe you're onto something, Sallie. Maybe they should just play running bases. Or maybe they should just trade baseball cards.
Okay.
Danielle Asher, what's the deal? We were talking about Melissa Etheridge. Unfortunately, her son passed yesterday. What's the deal? How many kids does she have, Danielle? I know you're a big fan of Melissa Etheridge, so I don't know if you know this info. We were talking about David Crosby. I believe fathered 2 of her children. I believe her first 2. Fill us in. I don't know if I think she has more kids. Are they also Crosby's? Yeah, we're trying to figure that out. But yeah, it's very sad. Very sad. Oh, and all right, so just real quick, just before you call Danny Keene, tomorrow on our show, we're going to be talking to John Ziegler, but also, speaking of music, Danny Keene, our own Joe DeJesu has a new song coming out tomorrow. I believe it'll be available on iTunes and all the streaming platforms. However, you can hear it here first tomorrow. We're going to play it. It's called Another Sacrifice. I think that's what it's called.
Nice.
Tune in here tomorrow. We're going to play the song for you live on our show. It'll be a premiere. Our very own Joe DeJesu, very excited about that. We thank him for giving us that opportunity. Very excited. So there you go. Tune in for that. All right, would you get Danny on the phone already?
Okay. All right, Danny, I'm going to call you.
Danny Keene, ladies and gentlemen, the
Let's see.
Hilarious musician and funny guy, Danny Keene.
Oh.
Etheridge. Unfortunately, her son passed yesterday.
Yes,
What's the
get rid
deal?
of that. Thank you.
I do that every day.
Yeah, I know.
Every day.
Every day. She's high.
Good morning.
So, is he there?
He is here. Hey,
Danny
Danny.
Keene, how are you, buddy?
How are you?
All right, can you see me okay?
We can see you great, actually.
Can
yeah,
you-
it's perfect.
And you can see us good?
I can't see nobody anytime, anywhere.
Sorry, I had to
Danny.
throw that in there.
That's all right. That's all right. That's what I'm here for.
He's got a good sense of humor about that stuff.
I better.
How are you? We were actually talking earlier how the last time that we saw you, you came through a blizzard to come into the back
Yeah,
of
that
our studio to come in here.
Yeah, that was a little nutty, but we made it and we had fun.
It
We
was
had
a
a great
lot of
time.
fun.
We had a great time. Thank you.
So
How you guys holding?
you're
guys
feeling
holding
good? You're feeling good? Everybody's doing good in your world over there?
Yeah, we've been really lucky. I've personally, the universe has been really kind to me this time around, and
Happy to hear it.
I'm definitely aware of that and aware of how bad this has been for some people, and
Sure.
I worry about them a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. We all do. And we're glad everybody on your end is doing well. What are you doing to pass the time during this time? Are you writing any music?
I'm always writing and always practicing.
Nice.
That is so much work is practicing, and you realize how much there is to know about anything. So I spend a lot of time on that.
I noticed you did trim that beard. I know there was a lot of talk on Facebook with that beard.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going. Tomorrow it's the next show is called Babyface, and I'm going all the way down. All the way down.
He's going all the way down. That's a whole different show, pal. We can't talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, so tomorrow, what? You're going to shave on the Facebook Live?
Nah. That happens in the shower. No one wants to see that.
Well, I bet Lynn Riley wants to see that.
Nah. Nobody wants to see that.
Very nice. So yeah, so you've been doing a lot of that, right? You've been doing some
A lot of Facebook Lives, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of I've been doing Periscope, and tonight after this show, I'm doing a thing for the Sugar Bar.
Yeah, they're great. People ask for requests. It's actually great. It's really entertaining.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I really appreciate the support I've gotten for it, and I'm glad. I think it's really important for everybody to give what they can at this time. A lot of people have nothing coming in, and I totally get why people are doing the virtual tip jar thing. I personally haven't had to do that yet. There might come a day where I do have to do that, but people have actually sponsored the shows. A great small record label has endorsed a few of my shows, so I can afford to not have to ask for that.
Oh wow, that's great.
That's really great.
It's been amazing. So I'm hoping that we keep music alive, and that there's some place to play it when we all get back to normal.
Yeah, I hope so
Absolutely.
too. It can't come sooner. So yeah.
Yeah, it'll be when it is. Everybody is guessing when that will be, and I don't venture those guesses because we don't know.
Right. Yeah. It's like you said, they're guesses. So yeah,
Yeah, what's the point of that? Let's just
Right,
make the day
exactly.
good and try to help where we can.
No, I was going to ask about your band members. Like, how are they handling it? They like you have a drummer and a bass player.
Yeah,
Guitar
a drummer,
player.
guitarist. Yeah, a lot of those guys are teaching online.
Oh, are they really? That's great. Are they music
Yeah, they're
teachers?
doing
Or?
really. Yeah, they're music. Guitar teachers and drum instructors and all that stuff, and they're doing really well with that.
Good. That's great. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. We have a friend who is their son is a drummer in like a drum corps, and he actually teaches
Yeah.
online. So it's funny.
That's smart, though.
Yeah, it is. Kind of gets you
A few
through the
people-
time. Everyone's trying to like find different ways to not be bored and try to
Yeah.
throw their stuff out there and entertain people.
Absolutely. People have asked me to do that, and I'm like, I can't see what you're doing, so I don't think I'd be much help.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
but
what I
your
do?
shows are really good. I mean,
Thank you, I'm trying.
just it's nice to keep your stuff out there and
Have you
yeah.
ever tried to teach somebody? Because I mean, if you're teaching keyboard, you can hear what they're doing. Does that?
Yeah.
Or do you really need to see it? Or in your opinion?
I think what I usually do is when I teach piano, especially, I usually put my hand on theirs to see where they're crossing and stuff,
Oh,
and
okay.
they're doing what they're supposed to be doing,
Right.
and that's the best I can do.
Right.
I'm not the best teacher in the world. I learn everything backwards. So, I learned how to do all fancy tricks before I could do the most normal things. So I don't quite understand how to explain stuff sometimes. So I'm not a
wow.
good beginner teacher. Like, I'm good if you want to learn tricks.
yeah, like kind of advanced. I bet.
Yeah, like if you already know your things and I don't have to explain those to you, we're good because I don't know how I got there, so I don't know how you're gonna get there.
Yeah, no, that's great. I actually one of the questions that I had for you is like, what I'm always interested to hear. Do you, especially when you listen to like your own music, do you write the melody first? Do you write your lyrics first?
I'm a melody driven. It's always melody driven. Like whatever that thing that gets stuck in your head,
Yeah.
you figure that'll get stuck in somebody else's head, and that's like the for me, that's, some people do the John Lennon or Bob Dylan trick where you write in a notebook and all that stuff, and sometimes that can be cool. I've never really had success with it though. I've seen people do really incredible things with it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own way. I always find it interesting who's doing what.
And sometimes music can motivate you. You just sit down and mess around with instruments and stuff. A lot of great songs for me came out of setting up for a gig. For some reason, that always did something. We would, set up and just start doing something. I'm like, wait, that is very neat.
Like that energy or something that, like the beginning of the
something
show.
about something about getting ready for it makes you really creative. And I've written a few things like that just from what felt right to play, and going, all right, if that feels fun to play, and we're just messing around with it, imagine how cool that would be in a song.
Right.
So I've done that a few times as well. So that definitely has its merits.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
I was just going to say, did you want to play something now? Like, I just figured I'd give you some free time to do whatever you wanted to do, playing,
Sure.
or singing, or.
Sure, I want to do one of mine.
Okay,
Nice.
great. I'd love to hear that.
All right, can you see me okay?
Yeah, we see you just fine. We see your
All right.
your hands and the side of your face. Everything looks great.
Very cool. Give that up to the mighty Linda. She helped me mount my phone
Nice.
properly. We were FaceTiming back and forth to see if I was.
Thank you,
The mighty
Linda.
Good job.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is off the last record. This is called "You Love Me." This is my biggest single to date.
That's right.
I wouldn't call it a hit as much as a slap, but I'll take it. This is called "You Love Me." Take a listen. Hey, I like that. How could I explain it? The way you make me feel is just so amazing. Baby girl, your touch is making me nervous. I wonder what I did to ever deserve this. Because you love me, from a whole wide world to choose, somehow you love me. I don't want no one to do with you, and now you love me in a very special way because you love me. I'm a better man today. Tell me who could have guessed that to bring me to my knees is what you'd be best at. And it's only you could make me crumble, 'cause you build me up while keeping me humble. Because you love me in a whole wide world to choose, somehow you love me. I don't want no one but you, and now you love me in a very special way because you love me. I'm a better man today. The road is cold to souls like yours and mine, but we built a love that's strong enough to pass the test of time. 'Cause you love me from a whole wide world to choose, somehow you love me. I don't want no one but you right now. You love me in a very special way because you love me. I'm a better man today because you love me. From a whole wide world to choose, somehow you love me. I don't want no one but you right now. You love me in a very special way because you love me. I'm a better man and I love you too. And I love you too.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That was fantastic. I love that song. That's your singing style is very Stevie Wonderish, but
that's my him and Prince.
Yep.
Were my ultimates, man. I thought they were the most incredible things.
I agree 100%. But that song, I always pictured Michael McDonald singing that.
Oh yeah. 'Cause you love me.
Exactly.
Just like that.
I have this little bit. Do you guys know who Anita Baker is?
Sure.
Of course.
I have this theory that her and Michael McDonald are the same person.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Baby, I've been.
Let's see. I think he froze for a second.
I think they're the same person. You'll never see them in the same room at the same time.
Yeah, I remember the first time, her one of her first albums that came out. I'm thinking I can't decide whether she's a fantastic singer or an awful singer. It's like one of those like it was like this tone thing, and after a while you just got so used to it because it's such a strange sound,
It's like some people sound like clarinets or something.
All right, so
they put a clarinet down their throat, and then here they are.
It's funny you mentioned Michael McDonald and Anita Baker because you're always posting those. If so and so married so and so.
Yeah.
Where do you come up with those? Those are hilarious.
So what it is I first started seeing them on the Jay Leno version of the Tonight Show. He used to do a lot of it. He would find them and had people send them in the newspaper.
Right. Yes. With the typos and stuff. Yeah.
And one of them would be wedding announcements, Miss Elizabeth Short married Marvin Wiener. Short
You're
Wiener
right.
wedding. So I'm like, wait a second, that's hilarious. So I started doing it with celebrities.
I forgot about those. You're right.
Yeah, they're fun, and that's where I got the idea from. So I'm always looking for one. It's the best one I ever did, in my opinion, is that if country singer Keith Urban married R&B star John Legend, my brother's friend told me that he heard it at a party about a month ago about the Urban Legend wedding.
That's great.
That is great.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, that is really funny.
That's a lot of fun, man. Names are funny here, especially.
All right, so going back, you mentioned your friend Linda helped you with this with the FaceTime setup here.
Yeah.
Is Linda? All right, I don't know if I'm getting confused here, but is Linda the same person that recorded your live video your Facebook Live last Friday?
Yeah, she does them all.
Oh, okay. So all right, where is she from?
She's from Huntington.
She's from Huntington, and
you can't figure this out.
And you grew up in Farmingdale, correct?
I did.
All right. We're just curious because we always talk about here how you grew up in Farmingdale, yet you kind of talk like you're from New Orleans or you're about to make a great porn.
You know where my weirdness really really started? Here's where that real. I always sort of had it a little bit, but it got worse when I was about 18 or 19. I started playing for a lot of legendary gospel guys, and they started grooming me to be a preacher. So if you want to play in church and make any money doing it, you have to become a minister. And so they put me through the steps to do that. And once you get on that train, it's just how you talk, and that's where a lot of my weirdness comes from.
So that's part of the course. You started out, "Hi, I'm Danny. I'm Daniel Keene, ladies and gentlemen."
It never quite. It was never that. It was never very square in its way, or never very Long Islandy. But it wasn't as funky as it is now.
It's not weird. It's groovy, and we like it. It's just funny.
It's
I was thinking, maybe his mom's from New Orleans. I'm trying to figure it out.
My parents are as Long Island as they're both. My father's from Uniondale. My mother's from Belmore. They're as Long Island as they get.
So, all right, but then Linda, who did the live with you, she's talking while you're doing live, and even she's like, "Oh, Danny, that's a great song there, Danny. Oh, Danny, play that song." So this is like COVID. It's contagious.
It wears off on people. It wears off on people. Everybody gets into that after. I make everybody slow their speech down and get all strange with it.
That's funny.
So yeah, it's the funky Farmingdale accent. It's the well-known funky Farmingdale accent.
That's right. The Farmingdale Freaks, as we're known.
Right. So yeah, so these musicians and preachers must, they probably think they're like, oh, this guy is, he's the real deal.
Oh
right?
yeah,
Yeah, he's from down
I
south.
love it. Here's where it gets confusing. People from down there think I'm from down there.
Right. I believe it. I believe it.
And I wouldn't. It's not like you can ask anyone. I sound like that at the bank. It's not a put on. It's
Oh
how I
yeah, no,
speak. So
we're not trying to make it sound like you sound fake or anything.
I know.
Like I said, it's
People,
groovy.
but
I was just trying to figure it out, you know.
I've gotten a lot of shit for it over the years. A lot of crap.
So,
But you gotta just be who you are, and however you talk.
well, one thing I learned that I don't think I knew this when you were in here with us. I just read that you were on Sesame Street, right?
I was a little child. I was a little child actor.
So
Oh,
were you
nice.
were you in
Corey
there like
Phil-
that? Hey, come here, Kermit the Frog. Come here, Big Bird. Let's get down and funky.
Yo, Big Bird, get your feathered ass over here, baby. Yeah.
How many times were you on it? Just the one time, or?
I was on for a few seasons. I was the character was known as Little Blind Boy. Like that's how it was in the script.
That was the best they could do.
That's so funny.
That's the best they could do. It was the 80s. Things were different.
Oh my! That sounds like a racist term almost.
Yeah.
Come here, little blind boy.
Wasn't it though?
What the?
Yeah, that's awful.
Little Blind
So I don't mean
Boy.
to laugh. I
And
just can't
what'd you
believe
do?
it.
Did you play piano on
Yeah,
there and
I-
stuff?
That's how you know. Like that's where you learn that show business is not very personal. It's not as much about you. You're fitting it's like Johnny Bravo. You're fitting the pants.
It's funny because I was talking about this like last week because Tony goes out on, actor auditions and stuff. And
Yeah.
the first time that I saw descriptions of things that he was reading, I was horrified. Like some things would be like, overly fat black woman with
Yeah.
disgusting eyes. I'm like, it's unbelievable. Like all the things that they would
Yep.
say, and I'm like, I couldn't even do it. He's like, that's how it is. Like if you don't fit that description, don't even bother.
Yep, that's how it goes. And sometimes they don't tell you what the description is, and you see who got it, and you're like, of course, if that's what they wanted, then they clearly shouldn't have asked me to show up.
Right,
Right.
right.
I was up for This Is Us last year.
Oh, no kidding.
Nice.
I was supposed to play the blind dude in that, and a lot of really famous people recommended me for it, and I'm like, in retrospect, who got it was like way younger and way different looking because he had to look like a member of that family, and they
Sure.
do a good job of it. And
Okay.
I'm like, they could have easily just looked at a picture of me and went, "Yeah, don't show up, kid."
Right, rather than making you go through all
I
that.
don't quite get that.
But you
Why
never,
even do
you
that?
never know. Like we were watching Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
The other, like last week or something, and I was reading some stuff about it. And Morgan Freeman was in the book. Is supposed to be a white guy with red hair. That's why he's.
Oh, wow.
That's why he's called Red, because he's supposed to be some Irish guy. And they just were like, we want Morgan, and we're keeping the name.
You imagine an Irish guy in that, and and that's when you learn that things were about to change around the prison.
That's great, Danny.
Andy Dufresne, they said he wouldn't watch tonight. It doesn't work quite the same way.
Right.
It doesn't quite have the same vibe.
Nope. You're absolutely right.
We got to marry Morgan Freeman to somebody.
There you go. That's right.
I know. I had him on my phone for Waze for a while to like get around.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
It was so funny. It was like it would things like some of you might think that you may not make your destination, but that is not today, and that is not for you. It was so funny.
Sallie wasn't sure she should make a left turn.
But I believed in her
Well, she did it anyway.
and had an accident and got a ticket like she always does.
So Danny, so you mentioned a lot of famous people recommended you for that part. Yeah, I know you have worked with a lot of famous people like Gary U.S. Bonds and but what about
Gary?
Yeah, he's great. He actually lives on Long Island now, if I'm
Oh,
not
really?
mistaken.
He is, and he is probably, other than you guys, one of the funniest people I've known around.
Than you
Thanks for that.
We'll
I'll
get
tell
you
funny Gary
$5 in the
Bond
mail.
story. When I was a kid, I did a gig with Gary at some sort of charity thing, and he was doing his thing. I'll do a piece. So he was going to, he's like the crowd work.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 yeah.
Sing, Sallie.
Yeah. So he would all of a sudden go, holy shit. And people would go, he goes,
Holy
"Man,
shit.
he goes, man, I get you white people to do everything.
That's classic.
Oh,
I would
look, I
love to
love
be at a
this
show
guy.
when somebody does that. That is great.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, man.
You ever meet Springsteen? I know Bonds is close to Springsteen.
I never met Springsteen. I met Steve Van Zandt.
Nice.
And he was so cool. We talked records because we're both, record collectors, and we talked albums for a long time.
Really?
I wanted to ask him so many Sopranos questions, but he wanted to talk about records. So if Steve Van Zandt wants to talk records with me, I'll talk records.
Absolutely,
Right,
yeah.
absolutely.
The Underground Garage, yeah. Wow, yeah, he's so
Oh, yeah,
man.
very cool guy.
His band is fantastic.
Yeah, he really surprised me. I always think, when someone's known for being a star, I don't really think of them as so much of a musician. And sometimes they are.
Sure. Well, yeah, I mean, he was part of the E Street Band for years before Sopranos, man.
And he was sort of like the brains behind a lot of things.
Yes,
a lot
that's
of ways
correct.
people
Yeah.
don't recognize.
Yeah. How many, so you're a big record collector? How many records you got?
I'm not even sure. Tens of thousands at least.
Nice. Wow. And where do you keep them all?
I have a whole shelf elsewhere in my place here that's giant racks, like taller than I am.
I have giant racks right next to me.
There you go. There you go.
But and then what about Little Richard who just passed away? Did any?
Little Richard, what people don't realize about Little Richard is that he didn't really play a lot of his own stuff. His own playing was very almost Fats Domino. But when you hear all that fancy, that's two guys were the main guys. A hero of mine named James Booker.
Sure.
James Booker was a New Orleans legend, and another New Orleans legend named Huey Piano Smith
Oh yeah, sure.
were the main people that played on Richard's records. But he was, to me, the first rock singer, man. When you really listen to what he was doing, it not only was it the precursor to what James Brown would end up doing, but it's almost AC/DC-ish or something like that.
Yeah,
in its
vocally,
own
yes,
way.
yeah, absolutely, I agree.
So he was really the first of that kind of thing. Because rock singers before that were, a little more subdued, like Big Joe Turner and stuff like that, which is singing nonetheless, but it ain't yelling as
Right.
strong as you can.
Well, yeah, it was more just acoustic blues.
Yes.
Yeah, previous, yeah. But you never crossed paths with
I
him?
never got to meet Richard. I've gotten to meet Benny King,
Nice.
who was a huge influence growing up singing wise.
Yeah.
I've worked with Valerie Simpson, who's
cool.
become a dear friend over the years from Ashford and Simpson.
Right, yeah.
I've
Sounded like a rock.
Yeah, absolutely. I was with Sam Bluesman Taylor for years,
Right,
who was
yeah.
a Long Island legend. I was with Maxine Brown, who was a Motown era singer for a while.
Yeah.
She did the first covers of my music, which was pretty cool when you're a kid.
I bet, yeah.
And that was cool. So yeah, I've had a nice thing. I was produced by Lenny Kravitz's production company for a long time,
Wow, that's fantastic.
which was very cool. I learned a lot of stuff.
Henry something, right?
Yeah, Henry Hirsch was the guy behind all that stuff that pretty much made those records what they are.
Well, that's the bass player in Little Steven's band. That's Lenny Kravitz's original bass player.
Oh yeah, Jack Daly.
Yeah, Jack Daly. Yep.
Jack Daly's a friend. Yeah, man, I've known Jack for years.
Nice. Wow.
Very good dude.
All right, so we're almost out of time, but I wanted to ask, how do you choose your cover songs? Songs that you cover. How do you choose them?
It's usually I always identify, I guess
Okay.
the right word, with people like Prince who didn't have a naturally giant range like Stevie had, or Steve Winwood or Sammy Hagar or someone like that. So it really has to work with my voice because I could play most things. Like if I put my mind to it, if whether it's jazz or classical or whatever, I'll get it happening in a minute.
Well,
But singing,
I ask because we were talking earlier before we called you. It's 22 years ago today that we lost Frank Sinatra.
yes,
And but you have a cool version of "It Was a Very Good Year" that I've seen on YouTube.
I can't take complete credit for that. I have this friend from Paterson, New Jersey, who's a legend in New Jersey named Melvin Davis.
Melvin Davis.
And Mel Davis is the king of the organ. And he got one of them voices. Danny King, how you doing, man? And he does these versions of these tunes. And I took his version of It Was a Very Good Year and took it a little bit further. But Mel did the version that I really grabbed from. He does a lot of that kind of stuff.
So basically, you're saying to be a good musician, you have to have a recognizable voice, like Mel.
You have to have a recognizable. I don't know about recognizable voice, but it helps.
Yeah,
Speaking
probably.
voice, I'm talking about. Yeah, speaking voice.
It helps. But yeah, Mel. That's where I got that from. Mel's. If you look up Mel Davis, you'll see a lot of really cool stuff with him and the organ trios and stuff. Like he'll do Sweet Caroline, but like cool jazz guy version of Sweet Caroline.
Oh,
that's cool.
funny. Like I actually I wondered like what genre of music like surprises you that you like, that you catch yourself liking, that you would, and do you ever like take the version of something else and turn it into that genre, or you know what I mean, like where do you mix around into?
To me, I'm always trying it. Like the most recent Facebook Live I did a ballad version of "Dancing with Myself" by Billy Idol.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's so funny. I bet you that
Because
was
it's
really
such
great.
a dumb song to me. It's
It
such
is.
a dumb song to me.
Yeah.
The something about it that always got stuck in my head, and I'm like, what if I, brought it to
Did this
Luther Vandross territory? You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Yeah,
And I thought it
that's
was
actually
really fun.
completely answers my question. That's a great answer.
I also like to blues out things. Like I do a version of "Rehab" by Amy Winehouse. Like, what if Buddy Guy or someone like that did did "Rehab" by Amy Winehouse?
That's great.
Yeah, that
But
is
it's
great.
fun, and that's really fun, and I enjoy that because I'm not. For me, I'm not great at parroting somebody. I'm good at impressions of speaking voices, but singing, I just sort of am me, and I put things where I can deal with them, and and so I always try to take it where it seems to go, and that's a lot of fun, and hopefully people dig it.
Give us some impressions because before we call it a day here, give us some impressions.
The new one I'm working on is I'm working on my Trump, and it's not I'm not a big Trumpster, but I'm not doing this for Trump or against him, but it's just my new thing that I'm doing everywhere. It's just Knockem Dead Comedy is the greatest radio show. No one's ever done a better radio show than Knockem Dead Comedy.
Thank you,
I'm
President
working on it.
Trump. Thank you.
That's good.
Yes, they do a great job. He says "job's" really funny.
Yeah, he
Yes.
does. Yeah.
He has certain words that he says funny, and "jobs" is one of them, and I enjoy that a lot.
All right, very nice. All right, so you haven't put out. It's been what, maybe what was it, 2 or 3 years since we've gotten any new releases?
Yeah. I'm starting to write new things. Of course, everybody wants me to do. There's a record I've been talking about for years called Cover Art, and it's going to be all weird covers.
Cool. Like the
I
dancing
want to
with
do
myself.
that after I do. Yes, that would be on there. I have a jazz version of My First, My Last, My Everything by Barry White.
Nice.
Oh wow. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
It's really. I took it to like Nat King Cole territory.
yeah,
that's
I think
cool.
that would be fantastic.
So that's one of those. That record would happen so easy, and so I don't know if I want to do that next. I'm really trying to write original things that I'm proud of, and hope that people will like them.
All right, cool.
And so I want to do that first. As soon as this thing gets over with, I'll get back in the studio and make something new.
Very nice. All right, well, in the meantime, Danny Keene Music. .com is where you can get all of Danny's music. And I'm assuming that's where you probably make the most money, right? Where people buy your stuff directly from your website, right?
Absolutely. That streaming thing does nothing for us, man.
Yep. Yeah, we've had other independent artists on here that say the same thing. So so go to DannyKeenMusic.com and get some of Danny's stuff. It's fantastic. We have it all, and we love it. So as always, we thank you for your time. We do look forward to this mess being over with, so we can get you back in here and have a lot of laughs at you. Can we get a taste of something before we say goodbye?
Sure. How long do we got?
I don't know, maybe 2-3 minutes.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna play a piece of my second biggest hit.
Cool. You got it. And thank you so
Check it
much
out.
for this. Really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Bye, Danny.
All right. Well, I've never been the type to wear my heart on my sleeve, but I can tell that half is missing when I go to leave. Oh, but half of my heart won't do what the other has with you. And I've never cared more for someone who's so pure, and I can't wait to see your face again. I can't wait to see you, baby. Now my bags are packed and it's just about time to go. When I dry your tears, I find that I cry my own. When a man ain't supposed to cry, I just hate to say goodbye. 'Cause you're what I dream of. You got the supreme of love, and I can't wait to see your face again. Other guys try to holler, that's the nature of a man. But they can't see you're the girl for me. Coming home to you as soon as I can. When I'm out on the road, I'm supposed to be fancy free. I know right where you are, it's everywhere I wanna be. I'll be back, but I can't say when. Hope you'll be alright till then. As sure as the sun shines, I know that you're all mine, and I can't wait to see your face again. I can't wait to see you, baby. I can't wait. I can't wait. They have the short version for you.
Thank you, Danny Keene. That was fantastic as always. Danny, we really thank you so much for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you in person, pal. All the best, and say hi to your dad.
Was that?
Say hi to your dad for me.
I sure will, man. Be well, guys.
You too, Danny. Thanks, buddy.
Bye, Danny. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Danny Keene, ladies and gentlemen. Always a pleasure hanging out with Danny. Such a talented guy, funny guy. We have a great time, and we got to get Eric back in here too when Danny's here, because Eric does a spot-on impression. He does a spot-on impression of Danny. You all right over there?
Yeah, I can't hang up. Okay, got it.
All right,
so hit the button and it kept not working. Sorry, Danny.
Hey, the Roslyn Social, located in the heart of Roslyn Village, 1363 Old Northern Boulevard, is hoping everyone is staying safe out there through these difficult times. To try and help ease you and your family through, they are open for takeout, curbside pickup, delivery, and on your favorite food service apps. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, 516-801-4963. Say hi to Nick. Again, we hope you're all staying safe, and we certainly look forward to serving you in person. Our famous cocktails and desserts are available to go as well. Thank you from Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Please check out our to-go curbside menu. There you go. Roslyn Social. Again, 516-801-4963.
Fantastic food.
We thank Governor's listeners, both old and new, and we'd like to remind you that our 3 Governor's Comedy Clubs will open as soon as the guidelines from the government will allow us to. In the meantime, we have cleaned and sanitized each club and put measures in place such as paper menus, social distancing of tables, and reduced capacity to assure the safety of our employees and guests. Right now, we are in a pandemic. People and businesses are dying until they reopen fully, and even after that, it's going to take some time. We should be embracing all Long Island businesses that we know are open and struggling. If you are one of those businesses, please leave us a message with hours of operation and specific instructions like curbside deliveries or website orders on our email. Please email us here on Facebook or reach out to us at govsradio@optimum.net. So that's why we just read the Roslyn Social. That's why we've been mentioning the organic tequila, Owl, One with Life. It's called One with Life Organic Tequila. We ask you that you please check them out. I don't have the info with me today, but it's One with Life Organic Tequila. Just Google that. I'm sure you'll find them. They have all sorts of specials going on. They're down in the Long Beach area. There's all sorts of specials going on with them. And, of course, don't forget All Music in Plainview. They're the only music store that's open. They have the hours during this time is Monday through Fridays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., 516-433-6969. They're open for curbside pickup by appointment. No other music stores are open, so check out All Music today. And don't forget, of course, Governor's. We mentioned Governor's Comedy Club. Don't forget they they also have their joke off going on their Facebook page. So where you can go there and see some of your favorite comedians telling a joke, and you get to rate the joke. So go to Gov's Facebook page today. And, of course, we'd like to thank you all for choosing Gov's Radio to watch during the quarantine. Now is a great time to show your favorite show some love and enter to win a free pass to Governor's Comedy Club. Go to teespring.com, where you saw the commercial. We ran it earlier. Scroll down the search bar, type in Gov's Radio. This will bring you into our store where you can purchase T-shirts, mugs, and more for every show on our station. To enter for free pass, all you need to do is take a picture of yourself with your mug, your T-shirt, your towel, etc., and send it to us, and we will post it on our page. And every 6th picture will receive a free pass to Governor's Comedy Club when they reopen. And there we go. There's our show today. Hope you guys had fun.
Keene.
Thank you, Danny Keene. It was a great time. Today is Thursday, so at 2 o'clock, who's got quarantine life today?
Felix. Thursday, right? Felix.
Felix is doing it again?
Yeah.
Quarantine life today with Chef Felix. That's at 2 o'clock. 6:30 tonight is Soul Space with Georgia. Mm-hmm. And, of course, watch out. 9 o'clock tonight, there's going to be trouble. Graz is out of jail. Who knows what he's going to do? It's going to be madness, I tell you. And then we're back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. John Ziegler will be with us. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Everybody have a great day.